were down 3-1 on the road against Clemson and came all the way back. For Mike Brzezina, he was certainly disappointed with that. It was only a draw against Clemson.
And he admitted that, of course, it's disappointing for his team to be in those spots where they're trailing by 2 in each of the last 2 matches, but to still get positive results out of both of them shows the resilience of his group. Virginia Tech's never out of a game, and they proved that to wrap up the regular season.
Syracuse on the front foot. First 90 seconds. Ball just behind Zambrano. Hokies happy to control, and it's cleared away. Charleston gets it down the left-hand side. Here's Declan Quill. There's Shimre Omese battling with the 5th-year senior. These numbers are shocking. Here's Declan Quill. On the left-hand side, Declan Quill chasing onto it, but he was in an offside position. From what I'm seeing across the pitch, Sam, there's a lot of guys who have chosen to not wear some sort of long sleeve, which I think is a brave choice tonight.
It's postseason time, Nick.
Absolutely.
The players are toughening up. You expect nothing less in a playoff match in Syracuse in November. These guys know what it takes, and why need a long sleeve? They'll warm up after running out there for a few minutes.
Both teams will be full of adrenaline.
I know you're a California guy.
I know, I'm not used to this weather. It's been 4 years. I'm still not used to it.
That's fair.
Sam Joseph will slowly make his way to collect the ball for the goal kick. He is in his first season with the Hokies after 3 seasons with UCLA and coming off a career performance against Clemson with 10 saves. And his head coach mentioned just how important he's been, not just in between the sticks, but as a leader for this team, and just gives the team just a boatload of confidence. And he said you don't realize what you have between the sticks and how important goalkeepers really are.
And it's especially impressive considering his first 3 years were spent at a different program across the country at UCLA, but he's come in as a transfer for his senior year and has immediately taken over that leadership role.
Here's Bryson Rodriguez. And it was nearly spilled by Joseph. In the end, it was comfortable, but there's an example of how the rain could affect those, particularly those low shots tonight.
And Rodriguez doing exactly what I talked about pregame, where even if you're at the edge of the box, why not take a few cracks at goal early on? Because it's going to be uncomfortable for both goalkeepers with the slippery conditions.
And Bryson Rodriguez, who has slowly worked his way into the starting 11, made his first start on the road against California, and then in his first appearance, I should say, and then made his first start against Boston College and scored a wonderful goal to give Syracuse a 1-0 win. Now, that result made it 3 wins in a row for the Cuse. Both Virginia Tech and Syracuse, streaky seasons, I think is fair to say. Virginia Tech went the whole month of September without a win, but started the year so well, beating number 3 Ohio State on the opening night and then going down to number 2 Marshall and getting a very impressive draw. But then, like I mentioned, they finished the regular season in fine form. They've won 5 of their last 8. And that resiliency that we've seen in this Virginia Tech team as well, very, very impressive over the last 2 games.
Right, they're not really the traditional 11 seed, right? That's how stacked this conference is. But you mentioned those big non-conference results that Virginia Tech earned early on in the season. Had some bumps in the road, but momentum back on their side again heading into the postseason.
And since September 29th, they've gone 5-1-2, and they've also scored almost 2 goals per game, have the Hokies. Look to take advantage as well. They're 6-0-1 when scoring first this season. But when they haven't scored first, they haven't won. So and that is a statistic that when we brought that up to Coach Brzezina, he was very dismissive of the fact that it's obvious we want to score first in every game. That's the message we are always sending no matter what. teams taking it a little bit slow in the first 6 minutes or so.
You can tell it's a feeling out process in the early stages, and part of that is, yes, that this is a postseason, for all intents and purposes, do or die match from both teams, and especially with the rain coming down, I think both squads know that if they're too risky, if they take a gamble at any given second, that could cost your season in the blink of an eye.
Long ball over the top. Played across goal by Perez. Trausterson, the intended target. Syracuse look to clear their lines, and it will be a throw on the far side for the Orange. Gavin Wigg in the starting 11 for just the 10th time this season. One of 2 remaining players from that 2022 National Championship team. Jonah Leibold, the other. He's also on the left-hand side tonight. That postseason experience certainly could prove pivotal in games like this, where it could be a 1-goal margin. It'll be very tight between both teams.
Yeah, that experience crucial, especially for a guy like Gavin Wigg, who fully realizes, as is the case with the other seniors, that they pretty much have to win today to keep their careers alive. Wigg now in his 4th season with Syracuse, 6th year of college soccer.
Here's Sakil Ming. Loses his footing just. Here come the Hokies the other way. Trausterson's pass was behind Perez. The Gavin Wigg long throw, we'll see that a few more times tonight. Zambrano lost his footing. Trausterson gets it out to the left-hand side. Here's Declan Quill. Battles against Omese, and that will be a free kick against Syracuse. And we'll see that battle, I'm sure, throughout the night.
Omese back from his red card suspension, but still playing with that intensity. There wasn't a whole lot in it. It wasn't really that intentional from Omese. He does have 4 yellows in addition to that red card against North Carolina. Not as many as the 7 cautions he accumulated over the course of last year, but you need that type of spark in your lineup. Of course, you got to be careful in towing that line, but Omese making it known to Virginia Tech that I'm here and you'll have to battle to get through me, really.
Headed away by Wigg. Nicely done by Fortier. Here's Jonah Leibold. See who comes up with it. The Syracuse throw on the far side. As the rain really starts to intensify, and it's not so much as the rain, but it's the wind that is expected to pick up throughout the night. It's reported that there will be 40-mile-per-hour gusts throughout, and see how that affects the play on the field.
Currently a high wind warning here in Syracuse, New York.
That sounds like perfect soccer weather, if you ask me.
In effect till 7 a.m. in case you're curious.
Here's Gavin Wigg's long throw. Brdaric. Can he get it back into the danger zone? Wigg looks to cross it in, and it will be the first corner of the night. For Coach McIntyre, this is the kind of thing that he wants to see more and more from the training ground.
It is, and this is the type of game where you're grateful to have Omese back, who tends to get on the end of these set pieces, but you also have guys like Tim Brdaric who have that height advantage.
If he could do that. Just 10 minutes into the first round of the ACC tournament. Zambrano to the near post. Hokies look to clear, and they do. Not too far away, though. Syracuse will get possession back on the far side. Gavin Wigg already being put to work with the throw-ins. His arms might be more tired than his legs at this current stage. Cross into the box. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez across goal, parried away by Joseph. Fortier, can he keep it in play? He does. Here's Zambrano! Shaves the right-hand post. Sam Joseph had to be aware.
You can tell Syracuse making things uncomfortable early for Virginia Tech. Maybe it wasn't an intended cross from Rodriguez, but it turns into a shot, his second of the game. And I love this effort too from Zambrano. Sure, you're off balance, but why not put it across the face of goal? Can't quite put it on target, but this is exactly what the game plan should be going in for Syracuse. Already 3 shots in the first 12 minutes of the match.
Now, Syracuse are a team, though, that have made the most of shots that they've had. They're not exactly the highest shooting team in the league. Rodriguez looks across at him. Nicely blocked this time by Felicio. It's looped into the box. Joseph has to punch, and he was fouled in the process.
Well, you were talking about how Wig has had his work cut out with him with all the throw-ins. How about Sam Joseph having his work cut out for him early on with 4 shots already coming his way early in the match. And again, just float it in there, see what can happen. Zambrano ruled to have obstructed Joseph just a little bit. But again, a positive start all around from the Orange.
Quill twists away from Omese. Charleston looks to get it out wide to Perez, but sliding effort this time from Brdaric. Noe Oimana will take the throw in, one of the captains of this Virginia Tech Hokies team from Austin, Texas. His junior season, making his 46th career appearance for the Hokies. Here's Leibold. Oh, Bryson Rodriguez had so much space on the left-hand side, crying for the through ball.
I just don't think Leibold picked up his head. His teammates were trying to get his attention and tell him to open up. Perhaps a missed chance there.
That was an audible groan from the crowd here at SU Soccer Stadium, who you have to commend for withstanding these conditions. Also, both teams as well. It's going to be a long night in that regard. Luckily for us, we're nice and dry at the moment, that's for sure.
We'll take it. Certainly don't envy those outside of in the elements, and it has been an ugly weather day with not only the rain, but the winds we mentioned too, which could really make for just an interesting match down the stretch.
Well, over the top, Garrett Holman's header wasn't precise. Omese's clearance a little bit better. Felicio, Portuguese international, forced to go back. And the Hokies presenting an extra bit of patience, looking to build out of the back. Amir Ereli, he's originally from Barnsley in the UK, and he's certainly used to weather like this up in the north of England. Chance for Virginia Tech here. Perez, still on it is Perez. Look to play Quill, it's cleared away. Hard challenge from Ivan Iranim Barbazi, and we're gonna stop the clock here as Iranim Barbazi and Bella Trash here collided heads, and a referee, Amin Hadzic, rightfully stops play.
Yeah, this was the type of 50-50 ball where I suppose Bella Trash, you know, he had the inside scoop on it. He was in position to settle, and then Iranim Barbazi coming in from behind didn't intentionally follow through with the head, but they both felt the brunt of it. And you're right, the official, Amin Hadzic, as all referees are told, immediately stopped play due to potential for a head injury here. Hopefully both players are all right.
And Iridim Barbazi also working his way through a couple injuries this season, just his 4th in the stands.
And Iridim Barbazi is someone who joined the team later than everyone else too. So that's, you know, even more impressive to see that he's, you know, carved out a spot in the starting 11, considering, you know, he came to the States first season of college soccer and had to kind of join the squad late. Didn't really have a preseason like everyone else and has settled in quite nicely.
Iridim Barbazi waiting to re-enter the fray, but we'll have to wait for the free kick. Yanis Belatrash as well, waiting for the Hokies. Marcano loofs it towards the back post and it will trickle out of play. How hard is it to even read a ball like that when it is raining the way it is? You have to try and keep your eyes open like that.
It's extremely difficult, Nick, because you have a lot of factors, right? The rain's coming down sideways because of the wind. It's also a night game, so you know the lights only kind of illuminate the rain even more. So, and you don't know what type of bounce the ball is going to take. So on those long balls, really expect the unexpected if you're a player out there and if you're a spectator tuning in.
Trauserson tries to flick it away from Holman. Zambrano. Felicio forced to go back, and Joseph clears. Iridim Barbazi's clearance wasn't a great one. Here's Alvarez, looks to play it over the top, and look at the way that ball skips along the grass. Thomas Hutt comfortable for him.
Yeah, it's less of a bounce and more of kind of a skid, the way it just slides along the grass anytime a ball in the air is played forward. It's tough to read, no matter how good of a goalkeeper you are. There's 2 really good ones going head-to-head, by the way, in Thomas Hutt for Syracuse and Sam Joseph at the other end for Virginia Tech. Both of them recently coming off of their best career performances.
Look at that rain now. Early gets it out wide to Quill. Here's Declan Quill into the penalty area. Crucial sliding effort from Omese, and it took a deflection off of the Hokie winger last. It will be a goal kick.
Well, we can't stress enough the importance of having Chimre Omese back into the lineup, and it's because of plays like this. Only a sophomore, but he's so composed, so smart, and plays that perfectly, where he goes in with the challenge at the perfect moment and ends up winning a goal kick out of it.
And the winner of tonight's game will face the winner of NC State and Louisville, those two. About to get underway as well. Let's go pitch side with Sean Dorselis.
Imploring their team to take attempts at goal. The normally sure-handed Thomas Hutt, of course, one of the best goalkeepers in the ACC. Even he may have trouble dealing with the conditions here tonight, so expect more shots on goal, more attempts from outside the 18, because in these conditions, you never know what could happen.
I know Sean is a little envious of us up in the booth, so Sean, thank you for just being out there at the moment. I mean, both coaches, I think, are feeling the weather. Look at the smile from Coach Brizendine.
And Sean talked about it before the match kicked off, but Coach Brizendine and his entire squad was in sunny Blacksburg, Virginia, just a mere few hours ago. We talked to Coach this morning when he was at Castle Coliseum. They hadn't departed quite yet. Team left at 2:30, arrived in Syracuse right around 3:30. And here they are, making it a one-day trip here in the first round of the ACC tournament.
Get a shot on goal. Perez. It's cross deflected. It will be the first Hokie corner of the night. 19 minutes into this one. Virginia Tech, the first real opportunity of the night.
And this is where Virginia Tech's real dangerous, especially with a guy like Dagger Traustason, who stands at 6'3", has scored multiple headers so far this season.
Alex Perez, the Las Vegas native, will look to whip it in towards the near post, and Brdaric looks to get it clear. Hokies get it back into the mix, and took a deflection on its way through. It will be another corner.
Tim Brdaric, one of the taller players for Syracuse, so good to put him on that near post. First line of defense for Syracuse, and he might have to be called into action again here.
Other options as well, the likes of Amir Airley as well at the near post. Headed away by Gavin Wigg this time, and will end up just being a Hokie throw. We've seen this a lot more, Sam, these long throws. We've seen it from Gavin Wigg as well. Virginia Tech will do it themselves. Into the penalty area. Omese was up for it. Hokies get a shot away, and it just curls wide. First shot of the night for Virginia Tech.
And I expect both teams to continue to utilize the long throw in the attacking third because of these slippery conditions. And you see it's kind of chaos in the box. Syracuse can't clear. It's a shot through traffic that Hutt probably will admit he didn't have a clear view on. Unfortunate for Syracuse, it ends up wide.
And we have an update from Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State have taken the lead against Louisville. The winner of this game between Syracuse and Virginia Tech will play the winner of that one. And if it stays like this, it will be NC State. It's a goal by Drew Lovelace, who has been arguably the best player in the ACC this season. And once again, coming up big for the Wolfpack.
And NC State dominating that match early on. The shots already 7-0. An NC State win would mean no matter who wins this match, that next round would be down in Raleigh. Now, if Louisville wins, the winner of this match would host in the quarterfinals.
That game would be on Sunday. Of course, the times are still TBD as Carlos Zambrano is slow to get back to his feet.
2, 6, or 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Those are the three options.
I'm not sure what, on a Sunday, what would be, I'm not sure what would be the best time.
Me neither. Yeah.
The clock continues to tick as Zambrano makes sure his shoelaces are perfectly tied. And Christian Fortier stands over the free kick. Coach Mack has elected for the no hood option tonight. Drilling free kick, Gavin Wigg was waiting, and the header at the back post from Brdaric. Syracuse lead. Tim Brdaric from Dusseldorf, Germany, scores his third goal of the season and his biggest for the Orange.
The 25-year-old might be in his first year of college soccer, but he knows where to be on set pieces. Virginia Tech just doesn't pick him up. And it's those second opportunities. Yeah, it takes a deflection, but the Hokies have to be more aware here. Brdaric making the back post run. He's so lethal with his head. He might be a defender, but there's his third goal of the season. And Virginia Tech in a familiar spot, Nick, playing from behind.
The referees are looking at this, and we will see if the goal stands. The guess is for an offside. The question is whether or not Gavin Wigg got a touch on it. It was off a Virginia Tech player.
Yeah, and it was intentionally played, too, by the Virginia Tech defender. So even if Brdaric was in an offside position, right? It should not matter. And Wigg didn't impact the play here either.
You can see Brdaric was totally onside when the kick was taken. And the goal is going to stand.
After review,
Syracuse goal is confirmed. And the Orange have a lead in the first round of the ACC tournament. Tim Brdaric, his third goal of the season. Syracuse in dreamland just halfway through the first half. Now, last time Syracuse hosted the first round, they beat NC State 5-0 in 2023.
And if you thought the rain was bad, it was snowing in that match.
It's just Syracuse weather at this time of year. And maybe that's something that this Syracuse team is used to. The Orange, when taking the lead, are 7-2-1 this season. Virginia Tech are yet to win when going behind first this year. That will be a Syracuse free kick. The Orange look to build on that opening goal.
Virginia Tech growing a bit frustrated. Joao Felicio just pulling the arm of Sakil Ming. That's what throws him off balance. And a little gamesmanship here as well from the Portuguese. You can tell that the Hokies were a bit frustrated with that call. But again, Virginia Tech, you expect them to stay composed. They've come from down 2 in each of their last 2 matches to get a result. A draw in the last game against Clemson, and then a come-from-behind victory against Cal. So it's not foreign territory for them.
Zambrano and Jonah Leibold stand over the free kick. Just under 21 minutes left in the first half. Syracuse look to build on a 1-goal lead. It's Zambrano's free kick, and there was a whistle. And it will be a foul against Syracuse in the box. I mean, it's the perfect start for the Orange. They have had 4 shots in this game, but from those set pieces, it is the likes of Brdaric, Omese, and even Iranin Barbazi who just tower inside that penalty area and have given Syracuse a lot of success this season as well from set pieces.
It's true. You have a couple of those players who do have the height advantage.
And Dagger Trausterson caught in an offside position, second offside of the night for Virginia Tech.
And Syracuse doing a really good job of keeping a relatively high line. They're catching Trausterson, who's that center forward in an offside position, having the time out his runs, because that's what you want to do against this Virginia Tech team. Prevent them from getting anywhere near the penalty area. Once they get in the box, that's where they're real dangerous.
Syracuse can't clear the ball away. And the through ball intended for Declan Quill was a little heavy. Virginia Tech, who since joining the ACC are yet to reach the ACC tournament final. A through ball for Carlos Zambrano! Rattles the woodwork. I think Joseph got a leg to it on the way through. What an opportunity to make it 2.
Goodness me, and Rodriguez, the provider here. Zambrano, yeah, you're right. Joseph gets his right boot to it, or else I think this is into the back of the net. What a save by Joseph, making his body as big as possible, lunging that right foot out, and he saves a goal from Syracuse. If he doesn't get a foot on that, it's 2-0.
What a stop from Sam Joseph.
Wow.
How important could that be later on in this game? 4 shots on target for Syracuse in this game on 5 shots. Sam Joseph, a big reason why the score is still 1-0. That's down the right-hand side. intended for Uwimana. Again, once again, a little bit heavy. Syracuse have done very well defending those long diagonal balls. Now for Carlos Zambrano, who's been excellent all year, in the starting 11 for just the 8th time, but does have 4 goals, 2 assists on the year, and has provided that flair for the Syracuse team. Coach McIntyre says that he just loves to watch him. He came off a very good year last year, came off a great summer.
Yep.
And he's just a little bit unpredictable as well. But that time, maybe just that little bit too predictable for Sam Joseph.
That's tough as the attacker as well. You expect them to finish more times than not, but sometimes, you know, in a split second, when you have to make a decision as to where you're going to put it, you know, it can give the edge to the netminder, and all the credit in the world, though, has to go to Joseph. I think Zambrano had the right intention going for the back post, just didn't quite get it far enough out towards the corner, and Joseph with just a spectacular save that not every goalie's going to make.
Here's Marcano. Declan Quill. To see a little bit more of his magic. He gets the return pass. Looks to play it across goal. Holman deflects. Trausterson on it. And Omese clears. And the Hokies slowly making their way into the Syracuse penalty area, causing a little bit more trouble. Leibold wins it back. Here's Zambrano. Gets the return pass. Loses out this time. Uwimana did well. Here come the Hokies. Good defending from Iranin Barbazi in midfield. Uwimana looks to sprint away from Leibold. Gets the cross in. It took a deflection, and Thomas Hutt collapses onto it. He's coming off of really a career year. Is Thomas Hart. Just been excellent with 8 clean sheets. Started every single game. Been a leader, captain for Syracuse. And has really built on what was a really positive year last year and made such a difference. And it was a big reason why Syracuse went on that great run in the second half of the year.
And in that North Carolina match, the last time they played here at SU Soccer Stadium, he not only had a career high in saves that match, but also surpassed 100. As an Orange player, he's now up to 150 on his career if you include the start of his collegiate career with Army. Boy, has he been special.
Syracuse finished the regular season with a draw on the road at the time, number 4 NC State, and Syracuse even went behind in that one early in the second half. But Sakil Ming, who has been working his way back into the starting 11 this season after not a bad start by any means, but missed a penalty against New Haven earlier in the campaign, just lacking confidence a bit. And I mean, a goal for him last time out would have done wonders for that confidence.
Especially just the moment that came in, you know, late stages of the game, 80th minute, a nice strike. His first career goal for Syracuse, too. A huge boost in confidence for him.
Zambrano to the back post. Can Omese keep it in play? No, he can't. Lovely bit of skill, though, from Zambrano.
Well, we've said it before, Zambrano, one of the more talented players you'll ever find on the pitch in terms of his technique and ability. He can meg you at any given second. He can quickly beat you with his burst of speed in any moment. And he has that finishing touch, too, as proven in that 8-minute hat trick he scored against Colgate. Just couldn't quite execute the cross out wide. And look at this.
Mistake out of the back by Virginia Tech. Here's Omese. Gets the cross in, takes a deflection. It'll be the second Syracuse corner of the night. Substitutions getting ready for both teams as well.
Well, we talked about the conditions playing a factor. I think that's partially to blame for just a poor goal kick from Sam Joseph, very uncharacteristic. And who else but Omese there to pounce on the opportunity. And set pieces. We know they're important.
Syracuse and Virginia Tech will wait to make their substitutions. Colin Butel is getting ready for the Hokies. And we just talked about Shaquille Ming, and he's, for just being a sophomore, has a plethora of just really high quality experience, has already made a number of appearances for the Bermuda national team and played in the qualifiers last March. He's made 8 appearances in total for Bermuda. He will take the corner kick for the Cuse. To the near post, flicked on, and it's in! Right on the line! Gavin Wigg claimed it first, but whoever scored it for the Cuse, they will not mind. The Orange in dreamland, it's 2-0.
What a moment for Syracuse. It was tapped home just in case by Garrett Holman. We'll see who gets credited with the goal. Joseph just couldn't get his hands on it, and it was spilled near the goal line. Syracuse taps it in. Set pieces, the story of the game. The Orange have cashed in on important ones so far.
They're going to review it. The question, I think, will be, was Garrett Holman, who got that touch on the line, in an offside position? Amin Hadzic at the monitor. I mean, what a flick it was, though, from Gavin Wigg.
Hey. Oh, so here's the deal. The goalkeeper, Sam Joseph, could very well become the offside line because he was actually in front of the last defender. So because the last defender for Virginia Tech was standing behind Sam Joseph, that then resets the offside line. So you can't be looking actually at the last defender for Virginia Tech, who appeared to be perhaps Brdaric.
But is the question as well,
Did the ball cross the line?
did the ball cross the line, and is that touch from Sam Joseph
That too.
enough?
Yeah, there's a lot to decipher here. All kinds of chaos inside the muddy 6-yard box. Yeah, you're right. So Joseph plays it, but then you can make the argument he plays it because Holman's behind him, although I don't think that's a valid argument because he's purely focusing on the shot from Wigg. I think in all likelihood the goal stands.
It was Janice Brdaric who was battling away with Holman on the line. I mean, Brdaric is closer to the net.
Yes. So that means the offside line becomes Joseph for that reason. But because Joseph intentionally plays it, that means it could not matter that Holman's there. But if the official thinks that that ball was intentionally played by Joseph because Holman was impacting the play, then offside could be in the equation. It's a very big judgmental decision.
I mean, this is a huge moment in the tie. They're taking a while to look at it.
And remember, they ruled it a goal in real time. Ian McIntyre is having a word with Rodriguez. His players just staying loose. Same with Virginia Tech. A big lull in the action into what's been pretty open game since a cagey first few minutes.
And Virginia Tech are ready to go for a kickoff at the moment. Not that that says much of what they think the result will be. I mean, as I said that, now they're making their way towards their technical area for a few instructions from Mike Brizendine.
Yeah, since the ruling on the pitch was a goal, there has to be enough to overturn it. And I personally don't think there is The reason Sam Joseph plays the ball is because of the shot from Wig. I don't think in that moment he's concerned at all about Holman behind him. But again, if the official rules that Holman had played a factor, let's get the ruling.
The last touch, your attacker was in between the goalkeeper and his defender. That now makes him the second offensive decision as an offside.
Well, there it is. Syracuse will have the goal chalked off. The lead will stay at 1. Garrett Holman, who got the touch on the line, was in an offside position. And the second goal of the season for the sophomore defender will have to wait.
And the official, Amin Hadzic, doing a very good job explaining why. It was exactly what I was talking about as the replay was showing. Because the last defender was behind the goalkeeper, Sam Joseph, Joseph becomes the offside line. In that case, Holman ruled to not only be in an offside position, but impacting the play. And that's why it's ruled no goal when all is said and done.
Substitutions for Syracuse, number 19, Michael Aqua, for number 10, Carlos Zambrano, and number 21, Landon Darko, for number 24, Ezekiel.
And more news from down south. NC State have made it 2-0 against Louisville. As it stands, the Wolfpack will host the second round on Sunday against either Virginia Tech or Syracuse. Carlos Santamaria with the goal. Joseph nearly caught on it by Darko. He's won it. Darko. Virginia Tech cleared their lines. And Landon Darko, who's capitalized on a couple of goalkeeping mistakes and defensive mistakes this season for Syracuse, nearly capitalized again. Chaotic first half here in Central New York. Sliding effort from Rodriguez wasn't a good one. Here's Traustason. There goes Traustason! And I think it looked like a defensive effort from Garrett Holman. It was very much needed. The Icelandic forward was in behind.
You thought this was going to be both teams feeling each other out, not for long. And it's a heavy first touch from Joseph. Darko all over him, and it nearly leads to a Syracuse goal. Just can't quite capitalize. And then a matter of 30 seconds later, Virginia Tech creating at the other end, a brilliant slide tackle from Holman.
The corner kick was whipped in, and Syracuse, it's 3-on-3. Rodriguez plays it to Leibold. 2 against 3 here for the Orange. Aqua played in behind, he's offside. And the final 5 minutes of this game have been just pure entertainment, end to end. I think the stoppage in play has just built up a lot of energy for both teams.
I think you're right, because you wondered in real time with that lengthy video review on what we thought was SU's second goal ends up getting chopped off. How would that affect the momentum on both sides? But I think you're spot on, Nick. It energized these guys even more. The rain has lightened up. The play has opened up too.
Long ball over the top. Intercepted by Fortier. Darko controls the long ball. Rodriguez. Good in control. And I should mention that Michael Aqua and Landon Darko did come on the pitch during that delay. And also Colin Butel came on for the Hokies. He's playing on that right-hand side for Virginia Tech. Under 9 minutes to go. The only goal still from Tim Brdaric. Hokies look to level it before the break. Here's Bellatrash.
And just thinking back to that offside goal from Garrett Holman, you wonder, obviously Holman did the right thing in putting it home right along the line, even though he's offside. But you wonder if he left it, does that ball still cross the line? I don't know.
Quill looked to play. Butel in behind, couldn't do so. Virginia Tech have it back. Here's Felicio. Brdaric. Declan Quill. Oh, and fired across goal. Thomas Hutt with the parry. Oimana and the header. Inside the penalty area, goes wide. And once again, the end to this half, it's been non-stop.
End-to-end stuff, and the best save yet from Thomas Hutt. Yeah, sure, it was maybe an intended cross, but he had to make a play on it. And then on the second chance, you never know what's going to happen. Syracuse, though, doing a solid job of staying disciplined defensively because Virginia Tech is gaining a little bit more momentum going forward. They're getting more services from the wings, getting into the box more frequently.
Landon Darko brought down. This time looked like by Schroeder. A little bit awkward for Omese, and let's clear it away. Omese and Trauserson collide off the ball. And we will have a stop here for the Virginia Tech defender. The concern was maybe a head injury in the Hokie half, but Tim Brdaric, the lone goal so far for the Cuse. 23rd minute. Off of a set piece. Syracuse did score on another. It's about 8 minutes ago or so. That one was chalked off for offside. As the rain intensifies once again.
That was quick.
It happens in an instant. Felicio. Ereli. Marcano. Brdaric clears. Now the wind as well making a difference. Nathan Scott, who just came on for Bryson Rodriguez. Leibold with the touch. Scott here in Barbazi. The ball was behind Scott. And he's won a free kick just inside the Hokie half. And he was battling away with Brdaric there. I mean, Nathan Scott's been on the pitch for what, 2 minutes?
He's already plenty soaked, isn't he?
Handball called against Michael Aqua. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half in Central New York. The ACC tournament first round between Syracuse and Virginia Tech has provided us plenty of action already. Who knows what else is in store. Last time these two teams faced off in the ACC tournament was in the first round in October of 2018. It was on Halloween. Virginia Tech got a 3-1 victory in Blacksburg. Can the Hokies equalize? They thought they won a corner, but it ended up just being a goal kick. It came off of, looked like Colin Butel last. Virginia Tech bench hasn't been utilized too much. Colin Butel is still the only one to come into the game for the Hokies. See if we'll see if there are any more that make a cameo before the end of this first half, or if head coach Mike Brizendine is holding his cards close to his chest. Nicely won by Holman. Holman looks to play Darko in behind, but he knew he was in an offside position.
Now, Holman was wanting someone to show to him, but everyone else wanted to go forward and make a run. That's where the miscommunication and frustration kicked in that moment as Holman tried to play the through ball.
And the Hokies lost in the first round of the tournament last year on the road at Duke, and it's Felicio. Luisio across goal, 1-1! Declan Quill does it again for the Hokies! 5 goals in 3 games for the 5th-year senior. And with under 4 to go in the first half, it's 1-1.
All 5 goals for Declan Quill this season have come in the last 2.5 matches now. And he's just not picked up inside the 6-yard box. We talked about it earlier. You can't let Virginia Tech get that close to goal. And the Hokies love playing from behind, although they are reviewing this one for a potential offside.
Offside, or was it a handball in the build-up?
Yeah, I think you're right.
It looked like Joao Felicio, who played a brilliant ball across goal. And for the 3rd time tonight, our head referee, Amin Hadzic, is at the monitor.
No.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was off, off of the thigh of the Portuguese fullback.
That's going to stand. That's off the head.
Well, from this angle, it looks like it's off the arm, but from
the better angle, it's off the thigh, it appears, not the arm.
The goal is confirmed.
And there is the confirmation. The Hokies level it. And what an end to the season it has been for Declan Quill.
Number 7, Declan Quill.
And a hat trick against Cal 2 games ago.
Assisted by number 24,
Back-to-back weeks of ACC honorees.
Virginia Tech 1, Syracuse 1.
And comes up with his biggest goal of the season. Dagger Trausterson thought he was in behind. The Virginia Tech bench explodes in frustration.
Yeah, and the reason is because Trausterson realized in real time that he was in an offside position, so he tried to stop his run and not be involved in the play and let it go for his teammate, but the official ruled that he had still made enough of the run, impacted the play enough for the offside ruling to stand.
Can Syracuse get back in front before the break? Here's Omese. Scott, now Omese again. Scott forced to go back, and will be a Syracuse throw. It did look like it came up an Orange player last, and once again, Declan Quill leading the protests, and he's fired up in what is an increasingly cold and wet night in central New York. The rain intensifies again. Gavin Wiggs' long throw. Brdaric's header cleared away only as far as Aqua. He's forced to reset to Scott. He looks to loop it back into the penalty area, but no orange shirts in sight. And the delayed whistle there. Landon Darko stopped. He was waiting for the whistle after the foul on Evan Schroeder. Schroeder's been through the works tonight in this first half. Is battling it out with Landon Darko since he's come onto the pitch. He was battling with Carlos Zambrano earlier in the game. And that defensive partnership of Evan Schroeder and Amir Erli, those two have formed quite the partnership this season, have been in this back line together for 14 games. It's a freshman and a senior at differing times of their careers. Schroeder, the transfer from Georgia State last season. Erli, who has made the trip across the pond from the UK to play for the Virginia Tech Hokies after playing for the Barnsley Academy in the north of England. And 60 seconds left in the first half. Can either team nudge their way in front before the break? Here come Virginia Tech. Butel on the right-hand side. Here's cross to the box. Quill, Trausterson. Back to the top of the area. The shot away bounces out to Oimana. Oimana again. Spinning away was Marcano. Can he get the cross in? And that is a free kick with 20 seconds left on the clock. And the referee will allow Virginia Tech time to take it. And he's Brdaric, the one brought down. And with 14 seconds on the clock, an opportunity for the Hokies to find that second goal and lead the Qs going into halftime as the gusts of wind all of a sudden out of nowhere, really.
And it's going against Virginia Tech, so you're going to have a lot of power on this free kick for this ball to have distance.
It's whipped towards the 6-yard box, but Brdaric clears, touched away by Scott. 10 seconds left in the first half. Is there another chance left for Syracuse as the clock slowly ticks down? That's where we'll stand after 45. What an opening first half. It's certainly a fair scoreline as it stands.
Very even all around in terms of chances at both ends. So I agree with you.
And let the second half begin. A big 45 minutes coming up in the first round of the ACC tournament. The winner will play, as it stands, NC State on Sunday. But either Virginia Tech or Syracuse must score in this second half. Let's go down pitch side to Sean Dorsell as he got a chance to speak with Virginia Tech head coach Mike Brizendine.
Yeah, Nicholas, I did speak to Coach Briz, and he said that chaos is not his team's friend. He wants to see Virginia Tech keep the ball on the ground and control the game more. And as you know, that is how they scored their equalizer. So expect some more control from the Hokies in this second half.
Well, thank you, Sean. Hope you're staying dry down there. And Coach Brizendine told us this week that they just need to stick to their game plan. That's something that they didn't do against Cal and against Clemson in the final 2 games of the regular season. He said how you don't want to go into a shootout against a team like Clemson because it just doesn't go very well for you. That's why that second half performance down in South Carolina was a much better performance, and he was very happy with that and was disappointed that they didn't come away with all 3 points on the final day.
That's how much faith he has in his team, and rightly so. I mean, offensively, they've been rolling. 6 goals in the last 2 matches, but also have conceded 5 in that span, and that's where you need to tighten up if you're the Hokies.
And the weather currently 53 degrees, and the rain has subsided for now, but it has come and gone in heavy spurts, and the wind as well. We've had gusts up to 30, 40 miles per hour. We'll go down pitch side with Sean Dorsell for more.
Yeah, Nick, I can tell you from down here pitch side, it does not feel like 53 degrees. So I don't know if that's your Apple weather app, but down here on the pitch, I can tell you for sure, a bit brisker than that.
It was our friends from AccuWeather who gave us those statistics, Sean. I know you're all bundled up warm down there, don't worry. We're all good up here. And our entire ACC Network crew doing a phenomenal job tonight. Braving the elements and putting on a great show for all of you watching at home. Thomas kept it in play there, and looks a bit more wrapped up in this second half, and rightfully so. He wasn't too busy in the first, just one save for the grad student. His counterpart, Sam Joseph, that little bit more busy. 4 saves for him, and that will be a free kick for Virginia Tech. You could hear the wind all of a sudden start picking up. Amir Ereli there was slow to get up. This is what happened.
Yeah, you just took shot to the nose area from the head of Bryson Rodriguez. Don't think Rodriguez realized as he moved his head back that Arali was right there, that close to him. He's got to shake that off.
Yeah, the freshman from Barnsley scored his first collegiate goal against UVA in September. Has also got two assists on the season. He's a big Chelsea fan. Won't be very happy with what he saw from the Blues today in the Champions League. Nor was Samurai, as a matter of fact. But he's been excellent for the Hokies this season. Was a 20th ranked freshman in the top draw, top 100 mid-season rankings.
Yeah, that's what you see from a lot of guys like him who come from Europe. They've already had that experience with clubs in Europe, even if that's at the academy level, that high-level experience. That means when they come here to the States to play collegiate soccer, they're not really the ordinary freshman.
Arali was quick onto the heels of Christian Fortier.
He had no idea, Fortier.
No idea. Loud shouts from his bench for the man on. And just to touch on just the amount of international the international presence of this Virginia Tech team. 46% of the team is made up of players outside of the United States. 9 different countries are represented on this team, from the UK to Iceland to Germany, Portugal, Spain, all represented for the Hokies. France as well. Two from Paris and 1 from Marseille as well for the Hokies.
Argentina too with Alvarez.
And it's a Hokie team that's been slowly rebuilding back to the levels we saw in the late 2010s when the Hokies went on that really great run from 2016 to about 2022. They made the NCAA tournament 6 times in a row. Of course, we should touch on the fact that this game means a lot more as well for the tournament in just a few weeks' time. Here's Sakil Ming into the penalty area. Sakil Ming looks to switch it to Leibold. Just ahead of the German this time.
And when it comes to those NCAA tournament implications, as we get a look at the replay, it's not quite the service that Syracuse was hoping for and Ming was hoping for. When it comes to those NCAA tournament implications, Virginia Tech and Syracuse, hovering around contention if they can make a run here. A win here puts you in a good spot. Most likely for both teams, you'd imagine they have to win 1 more to officially make it more comfortable that you would get an at-large bid. But that's the beauty of the postseason, right?
Can Syracuse push their way back in front? Here's Leibold to the top of the box. Comfortable clearance in the end for Joao Felicio, who got the assist for Declan Quill's equalizer just 4 minutes from half-time. Goal that changed everything. The Orange went from being ahead at the break and arguing the case that they could be 2 in front to Virginia Tech turning the table and resetting this fixture for the second half. Lovely ball down the left-hand side. Quill's cross to the edge of the 6-yard area, sliding in. Was Colin Butel, excuse me, it was Andy Sullins. Thomas Hutt had to read this right.
If this ball was put to the outside of the 6, it could be a goal here as Sullins was making the run, but because it was a few yards inside the 6, that gave Hutt enough of an opportunity to come off his line and scoop that ball up. It's little things like that that can prove to be the difference of a goal or no goal in those type of situations with crosses coming in from the flank.
Thomas Hutt supporting the balaclava look in the second half.
Bullshit.
Joseph hammers it upfield. Both teams just resorting to sending it forward. Nicely done in midfield. Here's Marcano. Plays it in behind, and Sullins was there. Good defending in the end from the Orange. And Sam, how much does the wind now blowing in the other direction in the second half, blowing in towards the Syracuse net, how will that affect the second half?
Plays a big role because now it helps out Virginia Tech. Since the end they're attacking is where the wind is going. It played in the Syracuse's favor in the first half, but that's why on a night like tonight, the coin toss was so important for who won that and got to pick which side to defend in which half. Because when the winds are this strong, it does factor in, no doubt.
Butel. Opportunity in the box, sliding effort as well. Uwimana with a great run into the penalty area for Virginia Tech.
Uwimana might be the right back, but he can get forward too. In fact, he's always been more attacking minded, dating back to his freshman season, but it's a brilliantly timed sliding challenge to cut that out.
The Hokies, the better team to start this second half. Zambrano has the ball stripped from him. Here come the Hokies, Butel. Nicely flicked on by Sullins. Here is Butel down the right-hand side. He plays it across goal. The ball was behind Quill. Sullins. Quill again. He plays it across goal. Holman clears. Zambrano stands strong. Here's Mink. Syracuse look to play forward, but just no options. Hard foul from Bryson Rodriguez. Will be a VT free kick.
Here's a look at the last Virginia Tech opportunity. This is where the Hokies are most dangerous when they send in these crosses. And funny enough, even though Omese misplayed the ball, it actually threw off Quill because he was almost anticipating some sort of deflection. And that's why Quill couldn't get either a one-time shot off or settle it cleanly. Syracuse survives a bit of a scare.
It's the second or third time already in the first 10 minutes of this second half. The Hokies putting on the pressure. Syracuse forced a counterattack, but are barely able to get out of their own half. It's headed on by Uwimana. Nicely won by Alvarez. Erroley plays it out to the left-hand side. It's Quill, and he's happy to venture to the opposite wing. Through ball intended for Uwimana. Hutt forced to clear, and it wasn't very far, but it stays in play. Nicely headed by Leibold. And Brdaric sends it right behind the Syracuse dugout. Two clearance attempts for Syracuse go wayward.
I think the reason the first one from Hutt died down is because, again, Syracuse going against the wind. In that case, it actually helped them out by keeping the ball in play, but Brdaric's effort was too powerful. That one went out.
You see the net behind Thomas Hutt. Blowing from left to right, and those gusts of up to 35, 40 miles an hour, a factor in this second half. High press from Syracuse, ends up in a free kick for the Orange. A sliding challenge from Erroley, and it will be a yellow card for the Englishman. Rodriguez has stayed down as well, and despite the protest, this is the first yellow card of the night.
yellow card has
Get a look at the
been issued
replay. Yeah, the studs are
to
way up.
number 2,
And that's
Amir
well
Amiri.
after the ball had been distributed too. That's a blatant yellow card on a late tackle from Airley.
And we've seen our head referee, Amin Hadzic, go to the monitor 3 times already tonight, and he will go there for a 4th.
Yeah.
And this is for possible foul play, serious foul play, and a red card. And you heard it right there, possible red card for a reckless challenge by Amir Airley. The protest from the Hokie bench.
And Virginia Tech hasn't had a red card all season through 15 matches. When we saw the first look at the replay, you understand why it's being looked at. The studs are up, it's late, but it's also on the follow-through of the ball he played, right? This is a tough one.
That is not a good picture, though.
No, it's not. Now, if Rodriguez was the one who distributed the ball, right, and then he came in, I think it's more obvious. This is tough because Airley does get ball first, and then on the follow-through, that's where the studs meet the ankle of Bryson Rodriguez.
The decision coming here from the referee. This game could hinge on this moment.
They're going to keep it.
And they're going to, yes, they're going to keep the call on the field.
If the boot was higher up from Airley, then I think you have the real conversation of it being a red card. If it was higher up near the shin area.
Of course, our stop motion replay
makes it look worse.
Makes it look a lot worse than it was because Airley was clearing the ball.
Following through on the clear, yep.
It was the Hokie defender who had possession. But Syracuse still with a great opportunity from the free kick. Zambrano crosses it in, punch from Joseph. Comes out wide to Holman. Here's Sakil Ming. Holman looks to play it back in. Gavin Wigg putting the pressure on. Leibold skips away. Leibold across goal. Well defended by Uimana. And now Hokies can go the other way. Andy Sullins, sliding effort from Iridim Barbazi. Here comes João Felicio. Down the left-hand side, it's 3 against 3. Felicio. Sliding effort from Zambrano. Syracuse have numbers back. And the long-range effort towers over the bar. Declan Quill, who's been excellent for the Hokies, miscued this time.
It was, but all the credit to Syracuse defensively because they have to sprint back. Enough players get back into position where they force the Hokies to slow down a little against their will, and then Declan Quill is forced to settle for a shot from outside the box. Poor effort in the end, but that's what you want if you're Syracuse. Prevent them from really threatening inside the 18. Have them settle for those shots from long range, and you'll be just fine more times than not.
Twists away from Leibold. Down the right-hand side is Colin Butel. Gets the touch away from Wigg, and Thomas Hart elected to clear it, but lost his footing. The ball was trickling into the penalty area. You would like to think that the goalkeeper could have collected that and settled things down for Syracuse.
Yeah, he just completely wiped out. But that's what you have to come to expect. I mean, the grounds crew has done a fantastic job. They came out at halftime to kind of spread out the water a little bit so there's not too many areas of the pitch that are waterlogged, but it's still absolutely playing a factor.
Long throw from Quill. All the way to the back post, deflected. Shouts for handball from Virginia Tech. Thomas Hutt, long throw. Sakil Ming presses. And Virginia Tech can reset. We'll see if our referee Amin Hadzic goes to the monitor again. Sliding effort from Holman, he's so good at that. And wins the throw for the Cuse. And this would be the opportunity to stop play and go to the monitor. We can see it for ourselves. Oh,
that's tough. That's close. You have to consider the proximity too. Rodriguez, you know, to be fair to him, didn't have a lot of time to react, was pretty close to the shot. How far was the hand out? It was tough to tell in real time.
Zambrano has Leibold to his left. Rodriguez in the middle. Zambrano brought down. Referee says, get back up. Marcano. Syracuse win it back. Here's Sakil Ming. Doesn't have options to the right side. Ming, frustrated, was calling for Rodriguez to check in. Holman and Sullins battling away, and Sullins saw Hutt off his line. In the end, it was comfortable enough for Thomas Hutt.
Not super comfortable, though, that's for sure. This is heads-up play by Sullins. He sees a little bit of a gap near post. Make Hutt shift over. Make him come up with the stop, which to Hutt's credit, he recovered in time, but it's a clever idea from Sullins.
Over the top, Rodriguez battles away with Ereli. Rodriguez wins the battle. Here's Carlos Zambrano. Ball gets stuck. Leibold! Jonah Leibold still going. Great stop from Joseph. Fortier, Sakil Ming. Rodriguez twists away. Leibold! Another great stop from San Joseph.
My goodness, Jonah Leibold so close. Sam Joseph with just a couple of elite saves here. Not once, not twice. Syracuse applying the pressure. The second effort actually blocked by the defender. Leibold so close to his first goal since the national championship season.
Magic German feet from Jonah Leibold. But even better defensive effort from the Hokies. Syracuse have to settle for the corner. Leibold short. Zambrano looks to take. Zambrano to the near post, cleared away. Not as far as I think the Hokies would have wanted. Leibold plays it across goal. Wig all the way to the back post! Brdaric scores again!
Have yourself a night, Tim Brdaric. Virginia Tech can't clear it out on the first and even second try. Syracuse just relentless. The cross whipped in by Leibold originally, and then Wig sets it up. Brdaric just tends to be at the right place at the right time, doesn't he? The defender has 2 goals on the night, 4 on the campaign.
And do you want to guess what's going on right now, Sam?
What could that be, Nick?
Another video review for a Syracuse goal.
Because of course.
It is again to look for an offside. The initial corner from Zambrano wasn't a great one, but then the clearance from the Hokies wasn't great. Leibold did ever so well to get the ball back into the box, but I think the real skill here was that touch from Wig.
It's brilliant from Gavin Wig to curl it at such an angle where no defender could get on the ball for Virginia Tech, and Brdaric got on the end of it. But of course the question is, was Brdaric in an onside position when Wig touched that ball?
At this point, I think it's a bit difficult from the angles that we have to overturn it. Did it get a touch off Omese?
That's a whole nother question, yeah. Yeah, we can't really tell. There's the touch from Wig.
Either way, Brdaric is onside.
It's close, though.
Here's the decision. Syracuse goal! Tim Brdaric with his second goal of the night. His first coming in the 22nd. Let's go down to Sean Dorselis for more on Brdaric.
Yeah, Nicholas, Tim Brdaric, a center back with 4 goals on the season, a brace on the day. But goal scoring is in his blood. Tim's father, Thomas, played for the German national team, scored over 100 goals as a striker for a variety of Bundesliga clubs. So even though as a defender, Tim Brdaric, goals run through his veins.
And he has 2 huge goals tonight for the Cuse. And with 27 minutes to go, Syracuse looking to book their place in the second round of the ACC tournament. And as it stands, they will play NC State on Sunday. That game in Raleigh, still 2-0 in favor of the Wolfpack against Louisville.
There's been so many reviews in this match, they're about 10 minutes ahead.
Zambrano looked to clear, shouts for handball. But Virginia Tech, who looked really positive and were putting on the pressure throughout this second half, it took one opportunity for Syracuse, and now the Hokies look to fight back again. They've come from behind in the last 2 games of the regular season. They came from behind in the first half. Who's to say they can't do it again?
Come across. Don't just stand him up. Let him move. Don't foul. Track your other shoulder.
Uwimana. Nice switch to the left-hand side. Here's Declan Quill. Can he provide his magic again? Quill cleared away by Ming. The commands from Coach McIntyre down below us. More vocal by the second. But still cool and calm.
48, just be aware. Talk to him, Jonah.
And remarkably, Tim Brdaric is now tied for the most goals on this Syracuse team this season with 4 with his teammate Carlos Zambrano. And Syracuse have had a knack for goal-scoring defenders in years past. Josh Balluz comes to mind. Noah Singelman as well, part of that national championship team and captain as well. He came by the 3-1-5 at the start of the season. I'm sure he's watching at home. And Syracuse counter. Zambrano couldn't touch it away in midfield. The nice diagonal switch was on. Nicely headed down. Here's Marcano. Brought down. Quill! Fired away and parried away by Thomas Hutt.
Well, if you've been following Virginia Tech the last few matches, you know one thing, and that's they're not going to quit. They're going to keep fighting. In fact, they thrive when coming from behind. Already tied it once, and Quill, one of the more dangerous playmakers for Virginia Tech, has a lot of pace here, but it's more or less straight at Hutt.
Concern here for Syracuse. Chimre Omese clutching at that right hamstring, possibly just cramp. What has been an intense night in Central New York in the first round of the ACC tournament. The Canadian sophomore will limp it off and see if he's able to continue. Long throw from Virginia Tech. Loose in the box. Can Virginia get a shot away? Ball is still loose. It's flicked on. Thomas Hutt got a crucial touch.
Move your feet.
Wow. inside that 6-yard box was utter chaos, and Virginia Tech nearly made the most of it.
This is the definition of chaos. Who knows what was going to happen here, and Hutt does get the last touch.
My goodness.
He needed to intervene, or else that could have trickled across the line. That's how crazy that sequence was.
Tito Peralta takes the corner. Cross back into the penalty area. Syracuse can't clear. And the effort goes over the bar. And inside that penalty area, especially on those long throws, it's just complete chaos. I mean, see how muddy it is in there as well. It's not easy to keep footing, and Thomas Hutt, my goodness, I'm not sure he knew much about it.
Maybe not, but to his credit, he did keep concentration, was focused throughout on coming up with the stop, and you see him slip in there. Some of the grass just coming out of the ground. That's how wet and slippery these conditions have been. Even more impressive from Hutt to make the play in all of that fray.
Nice control from Rodriguez. Here's Sakil Ming. Gets it to Rodriguez. He's got options in the center. Rodriguez, his cross wasn't a good one. Here come the Hokies. Can they counter quickly? Here's Quill. Looks to return it to Marcano. Syracuse send it forward. Zambrano was in an offside position. We're past the halfway point of this second half. Syracuse in front, 2-0, courtesy of Tim Brdaric. 2 goals on the day for the German centre-back. Nicholas Whaley and Sam Reese with you here on ACC Network Extra. This has been pure ACC soccer from beginning to end. An intensity that is almost unmatched in Central New York. Carlos Zambrano back to his feet. And Ernest Mensah Jr. ready to come in for the Orange.
For Syracuse, number 3, Ernest Mensah Jr.
It's a very cold night in the 3-1-5, and it is Chimre Omese who receives an applause from the Syracuse faithful. And gingerly walks off. Will that be the last time we see him tonight? And Ernest Mensah Jr., who was battling a few injury problems himself at the end of the regular season. Did not play against NC State. Fortier through the legs. The Hokies can clear. Trausterson, who's now into the game for the Cuse, for Virginia Tech, excuse me. Icelandic striker looks to make the difference in the final 21 minutes for the Hokies. The Hokies, when they have possession, they've gone to more of a 3 at the back. Tito Peralta, excuse me, who's playing that right centre-back role, he came in about 10 minutes ago in a different formation for head coach Mike Brizendine. And the Hokies level it up again. Cross to the back post, good control. Flick back into the penalty area. Comfortable enough for Hutt.
We're at an interesting point in the match where the formation change completely makes sense from Virginia Tech. I mean, your season's on the line, so you got to get more numbers forward. And if that means you're a little more exposed at the back, so be it. But I think Syracuse has recognized that formation change and is saying, hey, we want to go after a 3rd goal and get that insurance. But at what point does Coach McIntyre decide that the Orange should be a little more conservative and just hold on to this lead rather than going for it and trying to get that 3rd goal, I should say, and 2-goal advantage?
Hokies have been the aggressor in the second half. Lovely 1-2. Quill wins the corner. Under 20 to go from SU Soccer Stadium. The Hokies battling it out. Colin Butel, who's played all of the second half so far for Virginia Tech. Cross to the near post. And they're was a foul on the cross. Syracuse can take a breath and waste a few more seconds.
Hutt's a veteran by now. He knows to take his precious time on every goal kick from here on out. Time is of the essence, especially at this stage for Virginia Tech playing from behind.
Shouts for a free kick. The whistle went to the mouth of referee Amin Hadzic, and they decided no foul. Oimana and Jonah Leibold going at it, two of the most senior players on the pitch for both teams. Both captains, leaders as well, and have been with their respective programs for what feels like forever, and have been great leaders as well, both Syracuse and Virginia Tech. Here's Christian Fortier. Zambrano, can he find Sakil Ming? Does he have the pace? Up against Arali. Still Sakil Ming, forced to go back. Great defending from the Hokies. And miscommunication between Mensah Jr. and Sakil Ming. And the Orange turn it over again.
That's what I was talking about. You know, in those situations, are you better off just holding on to the ball a little more instead of playing that through, hoping that it works out? Because again, you want to take as much time off the clock as you can if you're Syracuse.
Zambrano tries to flick it back to Leibold, and this time it will be a handball against the Syracuse midfielder, and Ian Marcano there wanted to get play going as quick as possible, and a bit of a smirk you saw there from Coach Brizendine. Zambrano is fouled by Tito Peralta. Time continues to tick for Virginia Tech. 8 fouls each. We can't overlook the implications that this game has for both teams when it comes to the NCAA tournament in a few weeks. Moral of the story is whoever wins still has a chance. Jonah Leibold's cross is too far away from Sakil Ming.
Yeah, just too much on it from Leibold. Great burst of speed forward to gain some separation. But again, just overshot Ming. The idea was good. The execution just not there. And there's still enough time here for Virginia Tech to equalize once again. It's been back and forth throughout.
Really has, and that's a good, lovely ball in behind. Played across goal by Quill, and end up being the 6th corner of the night for the Hokies. Declan Quill quick to get the ball over there, and just a quarter of an hour to go. Virginia Tech, they leveled it once, they can do it again. Can they from the set piece? Looping to the back post, header back to the far side, and the header again inside the box from Peralta this time. He had a lot more time than I think he even realized.
You're right, and Syracuse almost stopped defending for a moment because they thought this right here was offside. You see, a lot of defenders are putting their arm up saying, that's offside, but you have to play until the whistle. And that almost backfired for the Orange. Had that header been put on target, could have sprung Hutt into action and made for an interesting sequence on the second chance.
And Ernst Mensah Jr., like we mentioned, was battling injury even coming into today. Did not play the final game of the season against NC State. And he is the one down for the Cuse. And with the clock stopped, both teams look to reset. Syracuse are going to go to the touchline for instructions, and that includes Thomas Hutt. Virginia Tech standing firm. Let's listen in.
Okay, Garrett and
Team talk from Coach McIntyre as Ernest Mensah Jr. slowly makes his way off the pitch and all year long. And with Chimere Omese also going off injured, that right-hand side in defense is looking ever weaker for the Qs. And we will likely see a few substitutions like you just heard from Coach Mack. And Santiago Frias has come into the game, number 33 for just his 9th appearance of the season at right center back. Landon Darko as well has come in. Frias called into action right away and sends it as far away as possible. He's only played 37 minutes for Syracuse this season in now his 9th appearance. 6'6" in size. His transfer from UAlbany this season. This will be the biggest number of minutes that he'll play in a game.
And Coach McIntyre did mention to us that Frias would be one of those guys he wouldn't hesitate to go to if he needed someone to fill in defensively. You hate to see Ernest Mensah go down with the injury. But Frias does have that experience, starting out at Akron, then UAlbany, now here at Syracuse. That's now 4 straight matches as well. He's come off the bench, so he's getting used to this role where when he's needed to be called upon, he's ready to go.
Can Virginia Tech equalize with just over 13 minutes to go? Nice switch, Uwimana, the intended target. He read it. Still Uwimana. Hits cross to the back post. Trausterson couldn't get up for it, and it'll end up being a goal kick. And we'll check in as well on what's going on in Raleigh, North Carolina. Another goal for NC State. The Wolfpack all but seal up a place in the second round with just over 4 minutes to go. What a finish as well. Thomas Lamille with a fantastic finish into the top left corner. And the Wolfpack will start getting ready for a date with either Syracuse or Virginia Tech on Sunday. And we promise you it won't be this cold and rainy down in North Carolina.
It shouldn't be.
Through ball with Butel as the intended target. Alvarez, it took a deflection. He cleared it out, and it took a deflection off a Syracuse player. Coach McIntyre thought that was an orange throw.
Yeah, Syracuse was claiming it deflected off of a Virginia Tech player, which it appeared that way in real time, but the official rules, there was no deflection. That went straight out on the SU clearance.
O'Connor looked to play it down the right-hand side. A Syracuse throw. The Orange looked to close it out. Virginia Tech not have had a history of making it past the first round of the ACC tournament. They did so 5 out of 6 seasons from 2017 to 2022. Syracuse have made it past the first round 6 times since 2013 when they joined the conference. It looks like at the moment that Syracuse will go on to the second round for the first time since 2023.
Of course, Virginia Tech had that stretch from 2016 to 2021, 6 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament, but they haven't been back since. Trying to rebuild back to making it to the big dance. And Syracuse as well, trying to get back after missing out last year.
2 head coaches with impeccable resumes, but the one thing missing from Mike Brizendine's Virginia Tech resume is some sort of championship, whether that be an ACC regular season title or a tournament title. Haven't been back to the College Cup since before his tenure with the Hokies. Syracuse in that time, of course, won the national championship in 2022, have won the ACC Championship twice in 2015 and 2022. As it stands, Syracuse will stay alive in the ACC tournament and the chance for an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament as the rain picks up once again with 9.5 to go.
Or an auto bid if they keep winning, right?
Yeah, that's true. Of course, a possibility. And Syracuse did draw the final game of the regular season against NC State, their would-be opponents, on Sunday. The Orange still have 9 minutes to hold on. Virginia Tech team that have knocked on the door in this second half. They leveled it with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Can they level it in the second, late on? Butel. Felicio. Butel again. Felicio driving in. Referee tells him to get back up.
Look at the wind take that ball down.
The wind blowing from left to right towards the Syracuse nets. And we are going to have a stop for an injured Hokie player, 2 at the moment. That is Colin Butel down as well. It looks like it's João Felicio. Both players dealing with some sort of cramp. And this was the incident.
They're going to review it, though.
Whoa, let the drama continue. Once again, Amin Hadzik makes his way to the monitor.
Just a possible challenge inside the area.
What a decision this would be with 8.5 to go. Let's see it.
Yeah. Holman gets the ball. I don't think that's a penalty there. No one really, made much of it in real time either, which is usually pretty telling. See, there's the right boot in there. Gets the ball.
And that was a fairly quick one this time. No penalty for Virginia Tech. Substitutions as well for Virginia Tech. Ethan Page has come into the game for his 4th appearance of the season. 6'3" defender from the UK, as well as Alex Perez has come in. He started the match for the Hokies. Free kick taken quickly. Loops into the penalty area and Hutt collects comfortably. And the final score from Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State win it 3-0 over number 14 Louisville. The number 3 seed NC State will wait to see who they will play in the second round on Sunday. It will be either Virginia Tech or Syracuse. And the times for Sunday for that game are still to be determined. Make sure to stay tuned on all of the ACC Network media channels, as well as the ACC Men's Soccer website. Seven and a half minutes to go. The wind again gives us one more gust. Everyone behind the ball for the Cuse. Here's Ereli. Tito Peralta. Here's Declan Quill. Down the left-hand side, he's sprinting away. Plays it across goal to the back post. Perez. Flick towards the 6-yard box. Frias with the header clear. It was Ian Marcano with the effort, and the Hokies don't get the throw on the far side. And he's Brdaric, head in his hands. He can't believe it.
No.
And more time will tick off the clock.
And once again, Syracuse just gets enough numbers behind the ball, really jamming the 18-yard box and making it extremely difficult to get a shot on frame for Virginia Tech. That's what it's all about here in the final 6 or so minutes.
Here come the Hokies, 6 minutes to go. Quill, first time cross, Brdaric with the clearance. It will be a throw on the far side. Hokies go quickly. Felicio. Couldn't find a connection, it's cleared away. Look how deep Syracuse are at the moment. Iridian Barbazi looks to clear, can't do so. Nice touch from Perez. Leibold has space. Can he play Darko in behind? And fouls Peralta. We apologize for any fruity language you might have heard there. The tensions are a bit high with 5 minutes to go. The first round of the ACC tournament. And Alex Perez couldn't control Syracuse with the goal kick. Under 5 to go. As it stands, it would be a first win at home for Syracuse that didn't involve a clean sheet. Tomas Hart, who has 8 on the season, had 4 in a row. He's been busy tonight, especially in the second half. But he won't mind that he hasn't kept a clean sheet if it stays as it is. If Virginia Tech does score, we will go to extra time. Cleared away by Frias. The Hokies scored with 4 minutes left in the first half to level it at 1-1. 4 minutes to go in the second. Could it be the final 4 minutes of Virginia Tech's season? Peralta. Looping cross. Holman heads clear. Virginia Tech have it back. Felicio. Joao Felicio. Tito Peralta. Alex Perez. Imbabazi clears. 3.5 left. Brdaric gets it back. Look to have a shot away on the volley. Can Darko turn away? He's looking for contact. Leibold sends it into the stands. Virginia Tech throw. Now frustrations down below us from Coach McIntyre, aimed at Landon Darko.
Yeah, because he played it back there. At worst, you just want to clear it forward at least, and don't give Virginia Tech a chance to get it back in your own territory.
Ereli. Now Quill. Twists away from Rodriguez. Goes inside. Is brought down. The shouts from the Virginia Tech players. And once again, we're going to video review. 2 minutes, 35 left. And Virginia Tech could have a possible penalty. The drama continues. Declan Quill drove his way into the penalty area, and there was a challenge from a Syracuse defender. What drama we have. This is what the referee is seeing as well.
Oof.
Wow. Sam, do you want to make this call?
I wouldn't love to be in the position to make this call. It's tough to see at this angle if any of the ball was struck there.
It doesn't really change direction, but it might be a minute touch.
Right. But he definitely got plenty of Quill on the follow-through. You understand why this is being checked and why Virginia Tech was pleading for a penalty right away.
In real time, the challenge from Michael Aqua.
Defender gets the ball first. Corner kick is the restart.
Wow, there we go. No penalty.
The slightest of touches. But Aqua got some of the ball.
Still 2.5 minutes left. It will be a corner kick for Virginia Tech. Ian Marcano will trundle over. The clock is stopped. A big corner kick here. The wind blowing from left to right on an in-swinging corner. Into a crowded 6-yard box. Marcano's corner. That one's floated. Hunt comes up and collects. Huge play for the Cuse.
Really well done by Tomas Hutt. The in-swinger swung in a little too much, perhaps because of that wind. And Tomas Hutt slips down into the mud. He won't care. The most important thing is he didn't concede a rebound. Nice job standing tall, getting up, and most importantly, not letting Virginia Tech have a second opportunity.
2 minutes to go. Virginia Tech season on the line. The Hokies need to get forward. The winner will play NC State on Sunday. Tito Peralta, options in the penalty area. He floats one up to the back post. Syracuse goal kick, 90 seconds left. This game has had a little bit of everything. We've had plenty of video reviews. Syracuse had a goal disallowed. Had penalty drama as well late on. Syracuse are 1 minute away from the second round of the ACC tournament and still in the hunt for an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. It will be a Virginia Tech throw. 50 seconds left. Syracuse win it. Here's Landon Darko. Gets away from Airlie. Still Darko. Landon Darko's shot. Virginia Tech have it back though.
He should have taken it to the corner.
30 seconds to go. The Hokies have to throw everything at it. Not much time left, 20 to go. Airlie, Bellatrash floats one up, headed down. Syracuse can clear with Iridim Barbazi. 5 seconds left. Syracuse weather the storm and beat Virginia Tech in the first round of the ACC tournament by 2-0.